Sorry about that, I'm missing. Hit the button. So what we're gonna do, we are trying to get up some ID for Tracy. And I hate to be doing things at a spur of the moment or because I have to do it. I'm the type of person that thinks ahead. So I knew he was gonna need ID way back, 2012. Because I think he got here 2011. But he ain't want to do it. Because see, in his mind, this is what was going on with him at the time. He was not really gonna leave, but he kept wanting to make me think that. So every time we got into a disagreement, he would always say, I'll go back to my family. He would always throw his family up. That's when he was up and running around. No, not the fact of not having no stroke, because he had a stroke. He still, when he came to me with the stroke. He had the stroke already. But what I mean by he was up and running is that he felt a little better. He felt better. I don't want to say he was a little more healthier, but his mind was better. Let me put it that way. He came to New York with all the medicine that he needed and stuff. What's that for? All the medicine that he needed. He was taking like 17 medicine. You know. He had all the things that he thought he would need. Not even paying attention that he would have to get it again. And there's procedures that he would have to go through in order to get it again. So all the medicine that he was taking, he got when he was in California. So some of the medicine he couldn't get out here unless he go to that particular doctor. And because he wanted to keep it a secret from me, and I didn't even realize that he was taking those type of medicines or why he was taking those type of medicine until the doctor brought it out in front of me. Excuse me. When it came out in front of me, then he was looking all kind of funny. But anyway, let's move right along. So then once he couldn't get those medicine, then he started going downhill because he was dependent on them. So now he would get money orders from his family. And I would tell him, Tracy, you're going to have a hard time cashing them because you ain't got no ID. And they would be like, well, we're going to send a money order. We're going to send a postal money order. Maybe if it was personal, they'll be able to they'll be able to cash it. But then there's check cashing place don't even cash personal checks. And money orders, personal mean they on your name. I guess personal mean they got your name on it. Right? I guess, I don't know. It's not even important to me at the moment. But what just came to me is that when I went to the man to ask the man will he cash the money on it, and he said no, you can't do it. I guess it's because people have a tendency of getting their information. Yeah, once you deposit stuff in people's account and it be cash, and that mean that they able to pull it. I guess if you good and you know how to do it, you can pull their information. So that's probably why people don't cash personal. And maybe that's why the banks and all that don't allow you to deposit personal stuff inside your account with somebody else's name and all that stuff, because they trying to protect you from, it makes a whole lot of sense. So, okay, so with that being said, so they had sent him a $500 check for it. That $500 was because his father had died. And they had sold his father's truck or car or something like that. And what got me is that nobody was going to drive it. Why they didn't send it to him? And I'm going to tell you something. If it was another culture, let me put it that way, them people would have sent, knowing that Tracy had a family and kids, and knowing that he was handicapped, they would have got that truck or that car sent to that other country some kind of way. They would have knew how to do it. So they would have had it. But his family was so selfish, they wouldn't give it to him. He said that they had, his father had rings and stuff, because his father died after he moved out here. So he had rings and stuff, and they sold all his rings. Now, I don't know whether either they sold it, or some of them they sold, and the other ones they gave to the son, to his brother. But he didn't get nothing. That's my point. So the $500 was from the truck that belonged to their father. And so they sold the truck. So they must have got some good money for it, because they sent him $500. So now once they sent it here, he ain't had no New York ID. But the reason why they cashed it, if my memory is right, is because his father died a year after he got here. So he had ID, and I think his ID expired 2012. So because his California ID expired 2012, I think his father died in 2012. So they cashed it because they used that ID, even though it was expired, but it had his face on it. And I think the address, something, I think the doctors or his medicine or something, or his insurance card show. Trying to think. No, I was the proof for the address. I don't know whether I had to show them my marriage license or not, but I know I had to show them my ID. So I was the proof for the address because my ID had the address that the money order. See, because you have to have something have to match the something have to match the address that's on either the check or the money order. So the address that was on the check matched my ID, and my ID had his last name, and maybe it was something I probably had to get my marriage certificate, and the marriage certificate had his name and had my maiden name, so that That helped them, and so they cashed that $500 check. So I'm trying to think. But anyway, they sent him a money order with $60, I think, last year for his birthday. And he got it no, he didn't get it cash. I uploaded the money order to my account, to my NetSpend prepaid account. And they accepted it. And I was able to give him my NetSpend card, and he was able to use the money, right? But this year, I tried to do the same thing, and they wouldn't accept it. So, it's all about I do. So, I'm going through. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on DVD, seeing if I can get him an ID. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I made him an account already. I probably didn't. Because I ain't have all the information, or he ain't had no proof of identity. Let me see. Okay, so let me go to New York Gov. Maybe I got.